This week on the Stampede, we'll take a 360-degree look at a win for the ages.
They can't run with you in man coverage. They cannot run with you in man coverage.
And we'll showcase a June Jones tradition called Monday Night Football on Thursday morning.
We kind of have a scrimmage, offense versus defense, for the kids that haven't played in football games.
This is SMU football, the Stampede. There are moments that define a football team, victories that transform an entire program. On Saturday, October 1st, 2011, the SMU Mustangs defeated the TCU Horned Frogs and served notice to the country that the Ponies are on the march.
At the 17, and SMU stop and they win it in OT. Paul Hall looks to his right. Yes, sir! Yes, sir! SMU wins it! 40 to 33 in overtime!
That's big-time, old-time Southwest Conference SMU TCU, and I loved every bit of it. But for SMU to go in there, win that game, I think it's the biggest win they've had since the dreaded word death penalty.
I think it was a huge step for SMU to beat not just a ranked opponent, but a team that you're competing against in the area. I mean, TCU's had this big reputation. Now SMU steps up and says, hey, we can not only play with you again, now we can beat you. I think it's a huge step forward for the Mustangs.
Coming into the game, few outside the Hilltop expected SMU to give TCU much of a fight. Playing in the friendly confines of Amon Carter Stadium, the 20th ranked Horned Frogs had won 22 straight at home and were favored by 13. Much was also made of the fact that SMU hadn't beaten TCU in Fort Worth since 1993. But it's a new day at SMU.
I think the guys felt the last couple times we played TCU that they were very competitive and had shots to do it even at their place 2 years ago. So the guys knew they can compete with TCU. Just until you win one of those games, it doesn't put you on the map.
As the clock ticked closer to kickoff in the makeshift locker rooms outside the stadium, the faces of the players showed no fear, only focus and determination. Most importantly, the Mustangs were no longer hoping to compete with TCU. They came to Fort Worth expecting to win.
There's nothing like seizing the opportunity. There's not many opportunities that you have to take this moment, okay? Let's take this moment. I believe we're ready for it. Let's play like we believe in each other, trust each other, and let's go win the game. Grab a hand. Let's go, boys.
The SMU coaching staff put in a game plan that emphasized vertical passing, and June Jones was confident his team could move the ball effectively.
We wanted to, make some plays down the field. We hadn't done that against them the last few years, and we knew that we had to do it.
One of the keys to an upset, particularly on the road, is a fast start. SMU took the opening kickoff and marched efficiently down the field.
Here's a handoff going right now up the middle at Zach Line to the 35, down to the 30-yard line. A pickup of 12 for Zach Line and another SMU first down. On 3rd and 8, quick snap, McDermott from the shotgun, looking into the end zone, fires, caught, leaping grab, touchdown, Darius Johnson.
Well, the first touchdown was a play that we, had talked about, running. We caught the coverage that we wanted to catch, and Darius made a big play. It was a tough catch. Throw was a little bit behind, but Darius has great concentration and was able to make the play.
Make sure that was a good job. Now make sure on any Thunder or any TCU, you look at 43, look right at him, all right? Good job, fellas. That's where to go.
Later in the first quarter, SMU struck again.
And a play action. JJ is going to fire it deep down the near side, and Terrence Wilkerson has everybody beat it to 30, to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, SMU!
Get you some of that.
Well, that was a big play. You know, it was I think it was on third down, and you know we had gone into the game knowing that we were going to take some shots. We actually didn't catch the coverage that we thought we were going to catch at that time, but they adjusted the route pretty well, and JJ made a great throw.
Chase Hover added a field goal in the second quarter, and SMU led 17-0 and seemed fully in control of the game.
Hey, it doesn't matter, even like before, if it's a 4-2 and Bryce to the front side instead of going to the back side, as long as we stay on the same page.
But as Coach Adrian Clem taught technique with the O-line, TCU running back Ed Wesley gave the Horned Frogs a badly needed spark.
To the 20, to the 10. He's going to be dragged down from behind by Chris Banjo at the SMU 3-yard line.
2 plays later, Matthew Tucker crashed in for the score.
Touchdown TCU.
On the final play of the half, TCU added a field goal to make the score SMU 17, TCU 10. And TCU owned all the momentum. A halftime locker room is usually not the scene of the impassioned win one for the Gipper speeches that you see in the movies. The players rest, the coaches make adjustments.
If they're playing in and out, the free safety's coming down, he's got the back, okay? So as you drive, if that guy takes the whip, just keep going. If there ain't nothing there, just run right through it. Okay, you see what I'm saying? Do what we do. Don't get caught up in all this going around. Like I said, when the ball snaps, just gap fit, hit the fit, play defense. So get up to the line, listen to the play in the huddle. Quarterback, say the play loud in the huddle. The band is playing, everybody else. Get up to the line of scrimmage. Give him time to see what's going on.
It's right here, right now. Let's move it. Let's go. Finish this game. Let's go.
SMU's Zach Line is not just a great running back, he's a great football player. And on the second half kickoff, he made one of the plays of the game.
And Greg McCoy will take it 2 yards deep in his end zone, runs it out up the right hash. Coming left, pops the ball out. SMU, Scott, touchdown, SMU on a fumble recovery to open the second half.
Well, that was the difference in the game, to be quite honest. We had talked about it all week. We felt like we could get either in the punt team or the kickoff cover team. We felt like, you know, if we come to balance and if we do the things correctly, that we had a chance to knock the ball out. They had laid the ball on the ground 2 or 3 times in games earlier, and so we knew that we had a shot to do it. And of course, making it happen was a big play, and I thought the difference in the game, actually.
With 6:25 left in the third, Chase Hover kicked his second field goal of the game. SMU 27, TCU 10.
Drive this guy into this guy and then come up and get a chip on him.
Early in the fourth, TCU scored to pull within 10.
Haha pumps once, now throws into the end zone. Touchdown to Josh Boyce.
But J.J. McDermott quickly answered for SMU.
McDermott looking to his right. Now he's going to fire it deep down the left side. He's got Darius Johnson diving backwards. Touchdown, SMU!
Well, Darius has done that, you know, last couple of years. He's a gamer. He's a big-time player. We knew that coming out of high school. His game raised every time he got in the playoffs, and he carried his team through the state high school playoffs, and you know he's certainly doing that now for us too.
The extra point was missed. SMU 33, TCU 17, with 13:38 left in the game. An eternity in college football.
When they're going that slide deal where the guy runs running back in the guard, he's coming.
And TCU came storming back.
He looks to his right. He's going to throw a fade that way, and this one is caught. Touchdown, TCU.
The 2-point conversion failed. SMU 33, TCU 23. Ross Evans kicked a 29-yard field goal. SMU 33, TCU 26.
But it's good enough to go through the uprights.
And then with 1:16 to go, TCU had the ball on the SMU 4.
Action rolls to his left. They're throwing it to Shivers. Touchdown.
The extra point was good. SMU 33, TCU 33. And the game moved to overtime.
Hey, come on. You hear me? Right now, that's moving the number 9 defense. finish right there. Not in the first quarter. Come on, man.
When you see a team like TCU in their stadium come roaring back, that's a game that most teams would have lost, and certainly a game that SMU would have lost over the years.
At this point, TCU was on a roll, and Frog fans were rocking the house. It is very hard for a team that has given up a lead to regroup in overtime, particularly on the road. But these ponies aren't your father's Mustangs. They're talented and they're tough. SMU got the ball first in OT and came out firing.
Tied at 33 in overtime. 5 wide this time for McDermott. Koloff in the extra receiver. TCU showing a blitz, but they only bring 4. McDermott looks to his right. He's going to throw for the end zone. Yes! Touchdown! Jeremy Johnson, first of his career!
In overtime, you know, when you get the ball first, you better score a touchdown and put the pressure, reverse the pressure onto them. And, you know, JJ made a great throw, and Jeremy made a great route and a great catch. He did a great job.
4th down 2 at the 17. And SMU stop and they win it in OT. Paul Hall looks to his right. SMU wins it! 40 to 33 in overtime! The players storm the field, and SMU has won over TCU for the first time since '05.
Game over. SMU 40, TCU 33. The Iron Skillet would return to the hilltop. More importantly, the SMU football program took a giant step forward.
Every time, you know, one of these things happens, this is just one of the, you know, the barriers that we're trying to get through. And I think that's the first ranked team we've beaten. So I told him when we lost at A&M that we wanted to get to TCU 3-1, and if we beat them, we'd get ranked. And you know, we'll see if that happens.
The final box score tells the story of a magnificent team effort. J.J. McDermott threw for 349 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's now 4-0 as a starter.
Here comes McDermott in overtime in Amon Carter Stadium and drops back and manages to throw the pass. Yeah, that kid will be talking about that at the SMU reunions 35 years from today.
Darius Johnson came up big with 12 catches for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns, and was named CUSA Offensive Player of the Week. After missing last year with academic issues, Terrence Wilkerson caught a 71-yarder for a score, his 7th career touchdown. In his first career start, sophomore wideout Jeremy Johnson caught 6 balls and scored the game winner. Zach Line had his 4th 100-yard rushing game of the season and forced a key fumble. Jagara Davis had 8 tackles, and Taylor Thompson posted 1.5 sacks. The Football Writers Association of America named SMU the Tostitos National Team of the Week. SMU's record improved to 4-1, the best start in 25 years. The Mustangs received votes in both the AP and USA Today polls.
But when you look at this one and the way SMU played the game, they had the big lead, then they lose it, then they fight back. I think it's almost a better way to win.
And you get 2 of these things going, an SMU and a TCU, and that's a great rivalry. That's fun, and that's the way it ought to be. It's just good to see SMU back, and I don't think I'm premature here. I think SMU is back.
Thursday of the bye week, the Mustangs are on the turf at Ford Stadium for a final practice before a 3-day break.
23-16 defense.
One of June Jones' traditions is the annual Monday Night Football on Thursday morning game.
You know, ever since I've been coaching, both in the pros and in college, we kind of have a scrimmage, offense versus defense, for the kids that haven't played in football games. And first year I was here, we weren't even able to do it because we didn't have enough kids. Now the last 2 or 3 years we've been able to do it, so it's a fun deal. The kids get expose a lot of energy and have a lot of fun, and but it's a fun deal for the kids.
The young players who don't see much game action get a chance to scrimmage while the seniors on offense and defense serve as coaches.
Well, they have a lot of fun. They get to find out, how to call defenses and how to call plays. You try to give them a script, but at the same time they deviate away from it because they're in charge now. So it ends up being a lot of fun.
To call this contest lighthearted doesn't do it justice. There's plenty of whooping on both sides of the ball.
That's what we do. That's what we do. What they want. That's what we do. He's not Cameron.
It's yet another way that June Jones builds his teams.
I really believe that he's just trying to, what he's trying to get out of this is showing, although some of the guys may be scout team guys, they're just as important to the team. Give them the opportunity to prepare themselves just like we do on game day. Just like the guys who travel on game day. Let them get that similar type of atmosphere. So they're, when their name is called, they are ready. They are ready to go. It's a big learning curve. This week is a big learning curve for them. They get up to par with, where everybody else is at. So it's a great week for everybody.
J.J. McDermott calls the plays for the offense.
Y'all run the quick screens last night. Well, you want to see what the younger guys can do. They obviously don't get a lot of live reps in games, and we really never go live in practice. So it's kind of tough to evaluate the kids sometimes. It's good to give them some live reps and see what they can do.
Trips left. Trips left. Steve.
Senior defensive back Chris Banjo is the most vocal of the defensive coaches.
Hey, Castro got it.
That's my protege right there.
But the rest of the starters are amped up as well. A year ago, Connor Preston led the state of California with over 3,500 passing yards and 42 touchdowns. Today, he's a freshman on the hilltop, learning the nuances of the run and shoot. The D dominates the contest. But the offense has its moments. The horn blows at 9 a.m. The defense, the victor.
Defense definitely won. I feel like we came ready to play. We came ready to play. We saw, we conquered. So I know JJ and Beecham are kind of upset over there, but I feel like it was a great atmosphere to be in.
In his collegiate coaching debut, J.J. McDermott failed to produce a win for the offense. But someday we might see him running a team for real.
Yeah, I do. I have some interest. I'm not sure what degree I'm going to pursue that to, but I definitely do. A lot of pro football players go into broadcasting when their careers are over. LB Taylor Reed has one of the biggest personalities on the Mustang team, so we thought we'd give him a tryout.
Taylor Reed with the Stampede reporting live with player Marquise Frazier for SMU Mustangs. Hey, first question to ask you. We just got a few questions, man. First question, why did you choose SMU?
I felt SMU was the right place for me to go. My mother and my family lives really close to here, Garland, Texas. And the coaches came down to Navarro, it's about an hour away, and they offered me. I came down for a visit, and after I took the visit, I felt like SMU was the place for me.
Okay, he's a mama's boy. We have that. Next question to ask you. I know our coaches, Coach June Jones, Coach Mason says you're a leader, but do you feel like you're a leader? And who else do you feel is a leader on the team?
I like to lead by example. I'm not more of the vocal leader, but I feel like That's what a team really needs. You can be vocal, but if you're not doing nothing on the field, then you're not doing nothing. And other leaders, I feel like Taylor Reed, he's somewhat of a leader. I feel like I take up a lot of the blocks for him, so he makes a lot of tackles. So, but he's one of the leaders on defense. I also feel like Banjo, we also call him neck roll because he recently just got a neck roll. I don't know why. But Banjo is definitely one of the defensive leaders.
Try to get your hand up. You know what I mean? It's coming out low, too. It's coming out low. Like, it's zoomed by his mommy's head. So if you can't, try to get your hand up.
Oh, the neck roll is hilarious. Next question. How do you feel about the win over, well, formerly ranked number 20 TCU?
TCU who? Yeah. TCU, they were a good team, but we definitely just executed what we needed to do. Our coach told us that if we play fast, play physical, play aggressive, then we'll go out there and beat them, and that's what we did.
Try not to give it away with your eyes that you're coming inside if you can. Straight up and then get in there, you know what I mean? The same thing with you, Marquise. You got to look at that guy before you come around, okay? If you don't, he's going to turn right now.
Who is your best teammate to hang out with outside of football?
Best teammate to hang out with? I hang out with all sorts of people outside of football, but on the team, it's probably Jagaret Pythagorean Davis, and by the way. Who else? Justin Sorrell, Richard Crawford, and who else? That's probably it, honestly.
I have one more question for you, man. What do you think about our next opponent, UCF?
UCF, I really can't tell you nothing about it. We only watched film on them the other day, but we played them last year, and they definitely had a good quarterback. So we definitely had to keep contained on him and just play the way we always play. Taylor.
And that's our story. Reporting live from Marquise Frazier. I'm Taylor Reed. See you next week.